Imagine history as a vast storybook, filled with adventure, courage, and change. The history of the United States is one of its most exciting chapters, shaping not just a nation, but ideas that have traveled the world. Learning this past is like getting a map to understand the present, why things are the way they are today. This journey isn't about memorizing dates, it's about understanding people, their dreams, and the world they built. We'll see how a nation was born from small colonies, fought for its right to exist, and grew into a global power. We'll meet leaders and ordinary people who did extraordinary things, and explore the ideas that shaped the American spirit. Our story begins not with presidents, but with the first people who set foot on the American continent. By starting at the beginning, we can watch the story unfold, step by step. We'll see how different cultures met, clashed, and mingled, creating something entirely new. This isn't just a history lesson, it's an adventure into the heart of what it means to build a nation. Long ago, during the Ice Age, the first people arrived in America, not by ship, but on foot. They crossed a land bridge called Beringia, following herds of mammoths and bison. These pioneers became the ancestors of all Native American tribes, spreading across the continent and adapting to every environment. Hundreds of nations and tribes emerged, each with unique languages, cultures, and ways of life. In the Southwest, the ancestral Puebloans built stone cities in cliffs. On the plains, tribes like the Lakota became expert horse riders and buffalo hunters. In the East, the Iroquois formed a powerful confederacy with a sophisticated political system. For thousands of years, these cultures thrived, trading, farming, and creating art and spiritual traditions. When Europeans arrived, America was not an empty wilderness, but a land bustling with millions in established communities. Their story is the foundation of American history, a chapter too often forgotten. Let's remember, America's story begins with its first peoples. In the late 1400s, European explorers searching for Asia stumbled upon the Americas. Columbus's 1492 landing sparked a wave of change. Ships from Spain, France, and England soon followed. The Columbian Exchange brought new plants, animals, and diseases, transforming both worlds. In the 1600s, English settlers founded colonies like Jamestown and Plymouth, seeking fortune and religious freedom. 13 distinct colonies grew, each with its own character. New England's shipbuilders, the Middle Colonies' diverse farms, and the South's plantations. Sadly, Southern plantations depended on enslaved Africans, a terrible injustice with lasting consequences. Cities like Boston and Philadelphia became centers of trade and ideas, mixing people from many backgrounds. But the colonies were still ruled by a distant king, taxed without representation. Frustration grew as colonists demanded a voice in their own government. This desire for self-rule set the stage for a dramatic conflict, the American Revolution. The seeds of independence were sown in these bustling, diverse colonies. Change was coming. By the mid-1700s, tensions between the colonies and Britain boiled over. New taxes and laws angered colonists, who protested, boycotted, and organized resistance. The Boston Tea Party became a symbol of defiance, and British crackdowns only united the colonies further. In 1775, the first shots of the Revolutionary War rang out at Lexington and Concord. A year later, the Declaration of Independence boldly proclaimed the colonies free, stating all people have rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The war was long and difficult, but under George Washington's leadership, and with help from France, the colonists prevailed. In 1781, the British surrendered at Yorktown. 2 years later, the Treaty of Paris made independence official. The United States was born, a republic in a world of monarchies. The great experiment in self-government had begun. The revolution's ideals would echo for generations. A new nation faced the challenge of living up to its promises. The story of America was just beginning. After the war, the new nation struggled to govern itself. The first system, the Articles of Confederation, was too weak, so leaders met in Philadelphia to create something stronger. The result was the U.S. Constitution, establishing a government where power comes from the people. We, the people, signaled a radical idea: the government serves its citizens. Power was divided into 3 branches: legislative, executive, and judicial, to prevent tyranny. Checks and balances ensured no branch could dominate. To protect individual rights, the Bill of Rights was added, guaranteeing freedoms like speech, religion, and fair trials. Democracy and liberty became the nation's foundation and highest ideals. These principles challenged America to live up to its promises. The Constitution's vision continues to shape the country. The struggle for freedom and justice would define the nation's future. America's story is shaped by remarkable leaders, none more so than George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Washington led the fight for independence, then guided the new nation as its first president, setting lasting traditions and stepping down after 2 terms. His example proved that leaders serve the people, not rule for life. Nearly a century later, the nation faced its greatest crisis, the Civil War. Deeply divided over slavery, Southern states tried to break away. Lincoln, as president, fought to preserve the Union and end slavery. His leadership, powerful speeches, and the Emancipation Proclamation transformed the war into a fight for freedom. The Civil War was brutal, but Lincoln's vision gave the nation a new birth of freedom. He was tragically assassinated, but his legacy endures as the leader who saved the Union and ended slavery. Washington and Lincoln's courage shaped the nation's character. Their stories remind us of the power of leadership in times of crisis. In the 1800s, the United States expanded rapidly, doubling in size with the Louisiana Purchase. Pioneers moved west, driven by the belief in manifest destiny. This expansion brought opportunity for some, but tragedy for Native Americans, who were forced from their lands. The Trail of Tears stands as a stark reminder of this injustice. The Industrial Revolution transformed daily life. Factories, inventions, and cities grew. Immigrants from Europe and Asia arrived, seeking new lives and fueling America's growth. Cities like New York and Chicago boomed, but inequality and tough working conditions were common. The Gilded Age saw great fortunes and deep poverty side by side. In the 20th century, America faced world wars, the Great Depression, and the Civil Rights Movement. Leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. fought to end segregation and secure equal rights. The nation's story is one of progress, struggle, and the ongoing quest to fulfill its ideals. America was always changing, shaped by those who dared to dream and demand more. Our journey through history shows a nation born from revolution, tested by war, and transformed by innovation and diversity. Learning history isn't just about the past. It helps us understand the world today. The debates over freedom and justice began centuries ago, and continue now. History gives us a compass for the future, teaching us about consequences, progress, and the courage to change. Ordinary people have shaped America's story. By studying them, we find inspiration for our own challenges. The United States is a tapestry of millions of stories. Native Americans, settlers, enslaved Africans, and immigrants from everywhere. Understanding these stories builds empathy and appreciation for our shared society. History equips us to participate thoughtfully in democracy and to keep working toward the nation's ideals. The past is always with us, shaping our present and future. By understanding it, we're ready to write the next chapter of America's story.